Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently negative in our consumer goods. I just now noticed that. Okay, that's interesting. Well, let's check through our worlds here. Not too much to be done about that right now. It's going to be a very long time before we run out of consumer goods, so I'm not very concerned about that at this moment. Okay, that seems fine. We're working on still filling in all of this area out over here. Eventually that will happen. So that looks good for the moment. And of course, we finished up in Harmonious Repos, and we're going to head down to Freedar. That will be fine. What is the status of our military fleets? Right, we just finished up in Moscot, and we're heading back to Radar Central. Okay, that looks absolutely magnificent. So yeah, let's have these guys come on back to Radar Central. That'll be good. And AH-4B is... yeah, this exists here. I kind of want to get rid of it. I'm going to do it, because we're going to be over our naval cap as it is. So we're going to want to replenish this fleet as best we can. It's going to take a little time, but that's understood. So we're going to get those going. That's a bunch of corvettes and destroyers for right now. So our alloy count is low at this moment, and that is, oh, we get a tradition. Cool, we finish out the Harmony tree. So that seems wonderful. So what do we want to take next? So there are some interesting options here. Defender of the Galaxy is a good one. Interstellar Dominion is slightly awkward at this point. I feel like we don't really need it. Eternal Vigilance could be a good one. No doubt about that. I'm not planning on fighting Fallen or Awakened Empires at this moment, so Galactic Contender is probably not a necessity. Transcendent Learning, eh. Galactic Weather Control, though. Grant us the ability to manifest cosmic storms on command, allowing us to generate cosmic storms by manipulating a system star. I think we should take that. So we'll definitely take that. Wonderful. That'll be a very useful thing to be able to do. So out of curiosity, yeah, we can initiate a galactic storm right now, but we don't have the technology to choose what kind of galactic storm it's going to be. Okay. For the moment, I'm not going to do it. We're just going to hold that in reserve. So that seems fine. Checking in on our worlds here, there's not anything really to be done here yet, although we do have this industrial district going in here. So it's very likely that once this finishes, which, by the way, we should move this up to fast speed. There we go. It's very likely that once that finishes, we're going to go positive in our consumer goods next month, assuming that we are... we're not going to be focusing our civilian industries, are we? So we've got one available job. It's a clerk job. So actually, we might be positive here. Let's see what happens on this month tick. Almost positive. Okay, let's upgrade our civilian fabricators, I think. That'll give us an additional artisan job, and that'll be fine. So let's get that going for the time being. Excellent. So... I'm thinking about maybe getting an additional construction ship. And I'm going to do it. We're going to get another construction ship going here. They want us to allow their subjects to join. Can they force that through? Maybe. Vote weight is equal. Okay. So in that case, I don't think that they can force this through. I'm going to vote no on that, because if they get their subjects in, then they can force us to accept their terms, which we would prefer not to do. That is not in our interest. So that looks good. We're at a deadlock, and that's absolutely fine. I'm really not concerned about that. So back in Radar Central, we've got this fleet. Now, what I want to do with this fleet is I want to have it head up over to Walmoro and start building a star base up over there. We're going to be excavating in Tas Zebador for a little bit, and then we're going to survey out in Moscot as soon as that's done. Veiled in debris, huh? Okay. So we could do a state of crisis. What even is this? Trash pods orbiting Urantok Prime collided. Okay. clean the orbit.
Situation log
Okay,
updated.
so that'll be fine, and we're going to do this orbital cleanup, which will be done very quickly. We can sell off some food here, which we would be delighted to do. That seems wonderful. And we now have multiple construction ships on the way out. So we're building our starbase in Freedar. That seems absolutely fine. And you are, of course, heading out to Walmoro, and you are in Lazon right now, and then going to build in Escaminza. Sure. So, the regenerating flagella here. We could use it to feed the onlookers. We could let the reaction run its course, and it would create a Nimbus pop. We're going to take the pop. Absolutely. Okay, the orbital cleanup has been completed. No problem there. And I would like to continue to reinforce this fleet. So this fleet, the Tsunami fleet, is now at full strength. The Tidal Wave is going to need some additional reinforcement. We can sell off some minerals here. We are full on minerals right now, and I'm going to use those proceeds to buy in a few alloys to help us replenish our fleets. We do need to get these replenished quickly because we do not want somebody to think we're weak at this moment and declare on us. Because we kind of are, and that would not be good. So we need to project strength at this point. That and the power projection that we'd get from this would be nice. So that would be good. We finished the Voldop starbase. Okay, a bunch of these starbases are finishing. So that is, of course, going to be a fair amount of alloy outlay as well. So that's good to know. I think a communications jammer and dual gun batteries is definitely the way to go here for right now.
Construction complete.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that going on.
Construction complete.
Okay, so those are anchorages. Hang on. Gun batteries. Each one of these is going to cost 150, so we can do one per month, which is really not bad.
Construction complete.
But we want to get these started as soon as we can. So 2 gun batteries and a communications jammer here, and we've got 4 more to go. The Corinth Temple of Renewal made peace with the Abusan Principality. Okay. That is absolutely understood. And we can definitely see that these stations are a lot stronger now. So I want to put in a pair of shipyards here. And then I would like to put in... We've got the crew quarter and the Erasia naval hubs. What I'd really like to put in here... We don't have the tech for. I think I'm going to leave this building empty for the moment, which is a kind of strange thing to do. But I want the Fleet Academy, which we just don't have the tech for right now. So we can get a pair of, no, not shipyards, a pair of gun batteries here, and we can put in a communications jammer as well. I just want to make sure I didn't mess up any of those other ones. Okay, sure. Looks good. So we just finished up extended combat algorithm. That's good to know. We'll get back to that in a moment. Advanced shields we'll get started on, and we're about to get orbital rings as well.
Research complete.
It's going to be a while before we want to do anything with that. Neutronium armor is available, and I think we should take that. It's going to take 81 months, but I definitely want to get that locked in. So the ISS Bluefin is idling in Freedar right now. We'll build a mining station there, and then we'll come build a starbase in Eliathian. After we're done with that, we can head to Enderlang if we feel like we've got the influence, or we can come down this direction. Well, more specifically, come down this direction, and that would be reasonably fine. Okay, so we don't have all of these fleets rebuilt yet. We also still need to get these built up. So we have a lot of alloys that we need for this moment. Today was indeed a good day for all NIMBY. Okay, communications jammer, there we go. And now all we need is to get 1 more month tick worth of alloys, and then we can get the citadels, or not citadels, these star fortresses complete for now. Emphasis on for now. So that looks fine. And the question then is, how much do we need to fully reinforce? Well, we need a cruiser and 3 destroyers, is the answer. Okay.
Construction
What do you want us to buy? Baubles? No. Okay, so we can get ourselves a new tradition tree. And what do we want to take? Diplomacy? Mercantile? Probably not supremacy, because we're not planning on going... We're planning on being quite peaceful. Unyielding might not be a terrible one. So that would be going for defensive zeal for that starbase upgrade. And starbase capacity as well. Ship build speed increased by 33% and increased by 15% within our borders. So this is kind of a self-defense sort of thing. I like it. It's not bad. We have an archaeological site pending, which we will continue with. Excellent. And over here in Wilmoro, we're going to build our mining and research stations. Excellent. So that all looks great. We are eventually going to be finishing up our existing constructions, but for now, we've got a ways to go, and that seems absolutely fine. After we're done surveying in Moscot, I want to come down and survey Alphard. So something kind of like that. Cool. Let's check in on our planets quick.
Construction complete.
Actually, the ISS Bluefin just finished here, so we're going to build a mining and research station, and we should get this world immediately terraforming. So this is a savanna world. I want to terraform that over into being a tropical world. Perfect. Ginog Prime needs work. This has poor quality minerals, understood. But for now, all we need is a gene clinic and a city district. So we'll get that going. This is allegedly a mining world, but it's not actually a mining world. This is actually going to be a forge or industrial world. I'm currently leaning towards it being an industrial world because we could use additional consumer goods. So that seems okay for now, and I'm going to put in a civilian industry for that job. This is a generator world. It's got a shroud storm on it. It's not an actual generator world. So do we want this to be a generator world? I don't feel like we need one. It could be an industrial world. It could be a tech world. Either of those would be pretty decent. For now, I'm going to put in an astrometeorology observatory, and we're also going to put in a... I don't think either way we're going to need a storm relief center, but we can do a storm attraction center and a storm summoning theater. That will be fine for the moment. Okay, our capital does need a job, and to that end, we could upgrade our grand theater. That seems okay. Not a whole lot else to be done here, though, so that is fine. So next up, I want to be reinforcing this fleet, but how much do we need for that? 1757 is the answer. It's not too bad. Okay, so go ahead and get those 2 destroyers going. We'll need 1 destroyer and 1 cruiser beyond that. So that is looking good. And of course, we're going to get that shipyard built soon. We can activate a relic. I'm not sure we need to. Although spawning extinct pops is not a bad thing. Sure, let's do it. So I don't care where they go, they'll migrate. It's fine. So that's here on Eolum. We can use that to upgrade this planetary administration. Now, we're probably going to need additional jobs. Energy credits from jobs, but that's a timed modifier. I'm definitely thinking that this is going to not be a generator world, and that this is going to end up being a probably industrial world, is what I'm thinking. So we've got this factory world here, and we would be delighted to put in an industrial district there. That would be a very, very good thing to do. So that seems wonderful. And the tidal wave, we can get ourselves another one of those destroyers queued up. So the only thing we need here now is our cruiser. We'll get there soon enough. So we're through most of that alloy deficit at this point.
Complete.
This is looking good. The ISS Bluefin is done in Eliathian. There's not actually anything to grab here until we get 0 distillation. So for now, that seems okay. Now, this would be quite expensive to grab, and I think we'll probably do that last. Let's go up to Megama for right now. So that seems fine. It'll take a little while to get there. And what did we finish here? Ah, Durasteel infrastructure. Okay. So what I'm interested in grabbing here would, of course, be the Fleet Academy, but that is not currently available. So we might go for... I'm thinking Global Defense Grid. Unlocking fortresses is good for our naval capacity, but since we are planning to be fairly peaceful, I'm not too concerned about it. That's mostly a reroll at that point. Although we might make a fortress world here or there if we feel like we really need to bump up our naval cap. We'll keep an eye on that.
Construction complete.
Okay, so leader upkeep while not on the council. Well, you're not actually a council member, so sure, I guess we'll reduce the leader upkeep by 10%. It's not huge.
Construction complete.
But it seems fine. So we have a lot of these star bases finishing up at this point, and Ashtinda Prime here needs a job. This is another potential industrial world here. For the moment, we're going to do our standard astrometeorology observatory, as well as a storm summoning theater and a storm attraction center. So both of those will be fine. What is the actual power level of these star bases at this point? 13.5k? I mean, that's not, you know, equivalent to our fleets, but it's better. I'm not going to call it fantastic. So you're over at Strom. I want to survey Althard then. And you should still be excavating this site and then head up to Moscot as soon as you're done there. Okay. So that looks fine for the moment. I'd like to get this all completed, of course. Cool. So we're going to start heading down over this way fairly soon. There is, of course, a shroud storm out over here.
Complete.
And that's absolutely understood. That's not a concern at all.
Construction complete.
We did just finish up in Escaminza, and I would love to come on over here to Eniara. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Cool. Okay, so we've studied the crystal sphere. It was a message. Sure. So a new rift in space and time has opened in the radar central system. That is the crystal rift. We've seen that before, and we will examine that eventually. Apparently, the word examine is quite challenging. Good to know. So I'd like to get the tidal wave fully reinforced, which they now are. That is excellent.
Construction
Any
complete.
other jobs or other building needs here? Actually, yeah, we do need housing on this mining world. Is this actually a mining world? Yes, it is. So housing is interesting here. I think a city district does actually work here. That doesn't cut into the number of mining districts that we can have. Okay, this is currently claiming to be a mining world. This should really be an industrial world of some sort. So I'm going to have this be a civilian industry here, and I'm going to designate this as an industrial world. This here is set up as a mining world, which does make sense. So we currently have a storm relief center. Let's put in an astrometeorology observatory, as well as a storm attraction and a storm summoning theater.
Construction complete.
All of that will be eventually necessary. So that looks good for the moment. We just finished up in Walmoro. Let's go build a starbase over in Holobre, but we are short on influence right now, which isn't shocking at all. We've got 3 construction ships going right now, and none of them are moving particularly slowly. This one is arriving at the starbase now. This one will be in Eniara very shortly, but we're going to be done filling these out fairly soon. So we do need to get the additional influence, but it'll take some time. We can grab our physics insight and our astral boost, which we may as well do. And this industrial world requires work. So this being an industrial world does make a lot of sense. A storm summoning theater here would still be a thing. We don't need a storm relief center here, but we should definitely consider putting in a civilian industry, as well as an alloy foundry here. There we go. Cool. So that will be absolutely fine for now. Now, the tidal wave will be back to full very soon. We just translated the language of the of these guys. The Halfliferin? Halfliferin. I think probably Halfliferin? I'm not sure how we're supposed to pronounce that. It's one of those. I'm sure the people who translated their language could tell us. But we got 69 influence for that. I'm contractually obligated to say nice. And so, I guess, under protest, I will. And we are then probably, as soon as we get Eniara, we should probably grab these. Since we know we're short on influence, but we can use the windfall that we just got and take Holobre. That will be absolutely wonderful. So that seems good. We should be done in Magama fairly soon. Yeah, that's 50%. Okay. So I do want this construction ship to backtrack out over here. And they want an embassy? You know what? Sure. That's fine. Yeah, both of these are going to be done at similar times. So I think the thing to do will be to go grab this out over here. Oh, we got another one. Fantastic. And another one. Amazing.
Research complete.
That's really good. I like it. So we got advanced shields finished up as well. We could take hyper shields. That would be... It would take a while, but it would be a really good thing to have. Let's go ahead and work on that. So we'll get that done eventually. The ISS Bluefin is idling in Megama, so we'll build the research stations there and then build our starbase in Phemisto. Beautiful.
Construction complete.
So it just finished up in Aniara. I'm going to build the mining stations and not a hyper relay. Hang on. I'm going to build mining stations here. Then we're going to come back and build mining stations here and a research station back here. Just want to make sure that we grab those resources on the map. So that looks good for the moment.
Research complete.
And that was Global Defense Grid. Okay. Efficiency of scale would be good. And I think that's what we want to take here. Excellent.
Construction complete.
And we just finished up in Holobrae, so let's build our mining stations here. There's also an Arctic world here. So we've got this continental world that we don't have to terraform. I'm going to colonize that right now, and we are probably just going to send Sinors over there. That seems okay. And then we've got this Arctic world that I am going to terraform into a tropical world. So we'll get that underway immediately. That looks great.
System survey complete.
Okay, so we just finished up in Alphard. Let's send these guys up to Muscat. We'll see if the Clever Clam here finishes up in Tas-Sebador ever, but we'll just excavate that site for now. Okay, any other buildings that we might need? A Stardust storm type. We've not seen this type before. This type of storm will jam our sensors, making us unable to detect other fleets within these systems and slow down space travel. Despite these risks, okay, that's not too bad. So it just shrouds it, essentially? Sure. And these guys want an embassy. That's fine. Okay. So where is this? Out over here. Fascinating. Well, that is fine for now. I'm surprised we were able to detect a storm that far out, but okay. Seems fine to me. So there's still a fair amount of resources to grab out over here. Of course, we're going to want to colonize this world very quickly. That is a
Council agenda ready.
Ah, the Galactic Council, huh? The Corinth Temple of Renewal, the Zeritan Citizen Alliance, and the Hyran Pious Nation. Sure. So that is all understood. I'm not too concerned about that right now. We're done in Holobrae shortly, and we're going to go grab Atlas for sure. We're going to be done in Phemisto eventually, but that is a not yet sort of situation. So that's fine. Cool. This generator world here does need a job. This is actually a very solid generator world. We may want to have this be a generator world. So for the moment, I'm going to do an astral siphon. We are going to want to... Not an astral siphon. Hang on. Why would I do an astral siphon? I want the Astrometeorology Observatory. There we go. And then we're going to grab the Storm Attraction Center. We're going to build a Storm Summoning Theater and a Storm Relief Center. That's all going to be very significant, but I am going to designate this as being a generator world. This tech world requires a capital upgrade, which we can definitely do. This tech world requires just a job. And what do we want to put in here? Well, probably a research center. So we'll do that for now. Our council agenda is ready to be launched, and what agenda would we want beyond that? Specialist pop output? That would be pretty good, actually. Do it. So that looks fine. And with that, it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue filling in these gaps. We're going to be done with that relatively soon. We're making good progress on it. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.